My name is Duddy, set up builds and stuff. I know I've covered quite a lot of Luna's Howl videos over the last couple of weeks, but this one featuring Path of the Burning Steps for stacking rampage damage. We're going to be stacking it with the Magnificent Howl. This build is absolutely crazy. We're also going to be featuring Dragon's Breath to extend our solar weapon boost via the Path of the Burning Steps. Loads and loads of damage. Basically, we'll be stacking the Magnificent Howl with the solar weapon buff from the Path of the Burning Steps. We're also throwing in some restoration for infinite healing, infinite damage. Stay with me, I'll break it all down. The first part of the build, we will go to the Path of the Burning Steps. Firewalker, solar final blows periodically grant you an escalating bonus to weapon damage, and solar grenade final blows grant you the highest bonus. It gives you a 25% damage increase, which stacks with pretty much everything in the game except for solar weapon surges. It does stack with radiance, but this is a little example you'll see on that solar weapon boost on the bottom left. Every time you get a kill or a couple of kills, it will just keep stacking up and up to a maximum of 25% extra damage. So this now leads me on to the weapon of choice. It is of course the Luna's Howl Solar Precision Hand Cannon, 140 rounds per minute. A couple of rolls that really work nice with this one. The first one is subsistence. It works absolutely awesome. Defeating targets partially reloads the magazine from reserves, so you can just keep getting kills and it'll keep refilling the magazine. This pairs really nicely with the Magnificent Howl. The number of precision final blows before reloading affects the total rounds granted with increased range and damage. It's a 50% damage increase, and if you keep getting precision final blows, it will extend that Magnificent Howl. So a 50% extra damage increase, and it pairs really nicely with subsistence. It also has the origin trait on this one as well, the indomitability. Final blows grant grenade energy when playing a light subclass, or melee energy when playing a dark subclass. So back to the Burning Steps just for a second. You'll just see on that bottom left that my damage is going to keep going up, times 2, times 3. That's the Path of the Burning Steps. And you'll also see that I've got precision final blows times 7. This is all in the background building damage up, and because of the subsistence, I can just keep getting kills, and you can pretty much infinitely keep stacking your precision final blows without having to reload. So you can easily get like times 4, times 5, times 6, up to times 10 with the subsistence, whilst in the background you're stacking the damage for Magnificent Howl on your next reload. And again, you are also stacking damage with the Path of the Burning Steps. So just stacking your precision shots, you'll see again there your precision final blows are reloaded. I've procced that Magnificent Howl, and again in the background you've got that Path of the Burning Steps extra damage, just absolutely ploughing things. You've obviously also got all the seasonal artifact perks this season for Radiance and Ignitions, and it really makes this hand cannon feels like a mini nuclear hand cannon. Pinpoint precision maximum, absolutely huge damage is increased left, right and centre. Things just go boom, and things just get absolutely damned with this. It's absolutely crazy. Now another weapon to fit into this, what pairs very nicely with this setup, is the Dragon's Breath. This will leave solar napalm strikes on the floor. This will extend the Firewalker buff from the Path of the Burning Steps, and you can also trade out between weapons and you'll still retain that damage buff as well. So just for an example, you can stick it in there and you're going to see on that bottom left, watch what happens here, instantly go up to times 4 with the Dragon's Breath, which then works with your Luna's Howl as well. You can just switch to that and still retain that damage buff, and it obviously keeps extending. The aspects I like to run are Consecration. While sliding, activate your charge melee along the ground. This releases a wave of solar energy. It also creates a sunspot, does plenty of damage. Sol Invictus, solar ability final blows, hammer of sol impacts. It scorches targets in the sunspots, and it also starts off your restoration. This is where I start getting into the build, because I wanted to build into restoration. We're going to use a healing grenade and then the fragment ember of empyrean. Solar weapon or ability final blows extend the duration of restoration and radiant effects applied to you. So we can literally keep extending our radiance and our restoration, whether you throw your grenade down or you get that consecration kill or from a sunspot, and it's absolutely insane. Throw your grenade down, look at this, times 3 restoration, times 2, times 4, and all in the background you've got everything else that you've seen going on, all the extra damage from Path of the Burning Steps, your Magnificent Howl going on, your subsistence is reloading your hand cannon, and you can just learn for infinite damage and infinite healing. It's absolutely awesome. And on top of all that, like I mentioned earlier, you've got all them ignitions going on from your Dragon's Breath and the seasonal artifact perks from your Radiance. You've also got Radiance to add to that as well, which is a further 25% damage increase. So all in all, absolutely crazy. And then on top of that now, I'm just going to show you some clips of it working in a Master Lost sector and some Legend Onslaught. And you can see how easy it is to get that healing going and that absolutely massive damage. Precision Final Blows ×2. Sometimes you get them shanks, but it don't matter because subsistence will just keep reloading that magazine. And once you've got your ×4, ×5, or even up to ×10, you just reload, you stacked all that damage with your Path of the Burning Steps. You've got your Restoration going, you've got your Dragon's Breath going to cause ignitions everywhere, and there's just damage all over the place. Absolutely insanity. Some other options to consider with this build. I know I did a build earlier on in the season with Vex Mythoclast, things like that. It also works with Vex Mythoclast very, very well. Other solar hand cannons like Zowl's Bane, but I really, really like the Subsistence and Magnificent Howl perk. It just all seems to work together, and it epitomises the Solar Titan gameplay anyway, causing sunspots everywhere, ignitions, and so much damage. Plus, you could be really tanky with that healing as well on top of everything going on. Just extending that Radiant and your Restoration if needed. You can just lob that grenade down. The Mountaintop is a good weapon to pair in your primary slot. Something like Demolitionist and Recombination is a really good perk to run. Recombination, you're going to get loads of this ×10 very, very easily with all the ignitions that you've got going on and all the damage that you create in Recombination ×10. Very, very easy to proc with this little setup. So again, this is now a Master Lost sector. I just wanted to show you it working in a Master Lost sector so you can see how easy these enemies just get absolutely downed. Look at the state of it. Obviously your Dragon's Breath is causing overload, ignitions everywhere. While we're on the again ignitions, Ember of Blistering, defeating targets with solar ignitions, grant grenade energy. That's another little fragment I like to run. It's really good for your healing grenade. It just gives you little bits here and there, and it really does make quite a nice difference to getting your grenade back. If you like this type of build, drop me a follow, give us a thumbs up on this video if you're enjoying it. A subscription and a thumbs up is always appreciated. I'm going to leave the build sort of playing out like this, and then once this clip is finished, I will also leave an infographics courtesy of my good friend Mr. Slayer God. He does some absolutely great infographics, which may be easier for some of you guys to sort of take note of. I will also leave a dim link in the video description. And here is the infographics card made by my friend. Like I said, I hope you found this video somewhat helpful. This build feels super, super strong. Trust me, have a go on it. And like I said, there's other weapons that you could use as well. Things like Vex, Zowl's Bane, but Luna's Magnificent Howl feels awesome. Thanks for watching. Have a great day.